welcome to Conversations with My Cuz. I am Shayla Shay.
It is me, your girl Michelle with the one L.
Once again, I'm that international travel, brother love,
Oh, he got
DJ
added
J
some stuff to
Rock.
his name to
That's
tell.
right, because you don't know where I'm coming from. You don't
You
know
must
where
be
I'm at
using
over
your
here.
passport.
Okay, it's the
Stamp,
internationally known to rock the microphone.
signed,
What's
sealed,
going
delivered.
on?
Okay.
All right.
What's
That's because
going on,
you
ladies? How
changed your
y'all doing?
background, but I got you this week too,
Everything is
bro. What's
good.
good?
I see you moving around, Shay. I
That's
see that. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
I'm
You
just
know.
going from room to room, though. I ain't like you.
Internationally known.
That's
Okay,
right.
I
You
see
know
you.
what it is. You know what
I'm
it is. You
department
know
known.
it's hard. What's going on, ladies? How's y'all weekend? What y'all did all week? I miss y'all. I'll be home on Thursday.
Very nice. Finally,
Okay,
finally.
yay!
I don't know why you giving all them the shine on that side. Bring that sun with you though.
I'm trying to tell you, it's cold
Word.
down here though. North Florida is no joke. I could tell you that. If you
Mm,
come
Is
down
it?
here
It's
and think
cold.
it's cold, it's freezing out here.
wow.
I'm in the crib and I got a hoodie on.
Well, you might want to turn the heat on.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, it ain't that serious.
Oh,
Okay.
you gonna stay that
But
money?
but it's cold. It's pretty brisky down here. It's real cold.
Okay, it's pretty
Brisk.
risky over here.
It's brisk. Whew.
Yeah, been a busy week. I can't say that I did a whole lot, but it's been busy in that way. Like Women's History Month, still going to programs, still getting a lot of knowledge, still shining women. So that's been a good thing.
Yeah.
How
And
you
you, Shell, what's going on?
I was doing my coaching thing this weekend, so all weekend long I was working in my coaching capacity. It was pretty dope.
Oh, okay.
For momentum education. So I
Oh,
was excited
oh,
about that.
oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hear
doing
you.
my thing.
Get your coach on. Get your coach on.
You know.
saving
Yeah.
lives, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
talking people off the roof, like, no, girl, you all right. Like, homie, it's okay. It's gonna be
Right,
okay.
but it's more about showing people their possibilities and their potential, and that their trauma is not the thing that's going to keep them where they are, only if they let it. You know what I mean? It's more
Right.
about that. You
Right.
gotta the healing process, the journey to healing to get into where you want to go.
Right.
And
Oftentimes people be feeling like they got it worse than anybody else. Like
right,
you don't understand. My situation is worse than anybody else's.
right,
And sometimes you gotta say to people like, girl, it's all right.
you
Like
understand
people
You,
go through that and we
you,
get through it.
yeah.
exactly.
You know it's crazy when you go through some things, right? It's funny. Like you think you're the only one that's going through it.
Right.
Like you're by yourself in it. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes it's like it's crazy. I remember when I was younger and I was going through some things in my marriage. And my mom, she must have slipped up and didn't think I had. She said, "That ain't nothing but some bullshit." And it's funny because that sticks with us through our whole family. So at family meetings, something becomes, "That ain't nothing but some bullshit." Because
Because
once
it's like she's like, please, the stuff I've been through, like what you gonna complain about?
exactly,
Nothing.
exactly.
Like
But
you
I
can
Yeah,
do
realized
it.
that you can't really diminish another person's experience, even
I
if
know you
what
can't.
what you're going through you might think is worse than theirs, but you can't
But
diminish.
9 times out of 10, guess what? It's just some
It
bullshit.
probably is, but still.
People invalidate your feelings about what you're
Yeah.
going through sometimes by saying things like, yeah, girl, if you think that's bad, let me tell you what happened to me.
So, mhm.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's like, okay, that,
That's the one thing that I have an issue with. If I'm telling you something that I'm going through, and you turn around and be like, "Well, when I did it, and when it happened." Excuse me, it's my time. This is my turn. It's my story right now. It's not yours.
that or you reflect on something that happened to you in a similar fashion. And some people use that as a way to say, I'm connecting with you because
Yeah,
I understand your experience, but it feels like you've taken the shine off of that person
yeah,
sometimes, and that can be a problem as well. Like, yeah, okay, great, it happened, but I'm telling you what's happening with me, and
right.
how you felt about it may not be how I felt about it, even if it's the same type of situation.
Yeah,
So
you got to be
Right.
mindful of
You
that though,
know,
because
you know, and sometimes the frustration comes from that person wants that attention because You're trying to strive out to look for some support. Now here they come with a situation that they possibly be going through, and it's like you don't even want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't about you right now.
In this moment, right? It's not about you in this moment.
It's
But
not about
sometimes,
you right
I
now.
get it. You mean well, but read the room.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, read the room.
definitely, definitely. It's
Yeah.
always like that. You know,
Real
it's
You've
talk.
always
crazy.
been a good sounding
So,
board.
what's trending?
Oh, come on, let's talk
Brother
about it.
Love,
The new
DJ
edition,
Brother Love.
the new edition Legacy Tour.
Did you go?
These guys, and I didn't go yet. I'm going to New York. I know I'm going to the one in Tampa and possibly Jacksonville. Um,
This man will
um,
never miss a tour.
the reviews on it is bananas.
I know I got some people at the concert right now.
Oh
Well,
yeah, yeah, right there, Newark tonight.
I'll be there
this is one in Jersey, yeah.
right
Right.
now.
Yesterday they had one in New York, though. I
Mhm.
believe. Wasn't it yesterday?
Yes, in
No,
Jersey.
Atlantic City.
Atlantic City was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
New York is somewhere toward the end of April.
I need to get me a
Okay.
ticket.
I'm gonna try to catch them. And at that new arena, the USB arena. I think
Mhm.
I'm gonna catch them there. But the reviews
Wait,
is
Yes,
just
there's a new arena in New York?
yeah, the USB arena. It's nice.
Where is
SC
that?
or
It's
UBS.
in Queens.
It's in really
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in Queens.
in Queens. Where?
The old Aqueduct racetrack, right off the Cross
Oh,
Island. It's real nice. They say it's real nice. I haven't been yet, so
Mhm.
okay,
when I
okay.
go
I
to this
had no
concert, I'm
idea.
probably gonna see it. But yeah, but they've been selling. It's hard. It's hard to get tickets now. Completely new show. It's
Oh, they redid the show.
they redid the whole
It
show,
was
the
about
whole
time they
lineup.
needed to, though.
Yeah, yeah. They the songs is completely songs we probably haven't heard in a long time.
Wow. Okay.
So they
Well,
really.
I
Isn't
want
Keith
my
Sweat?
classics now.
Isn't Keith Sweat on this tour?
Oh, I'm about to get on that. You know, Keith Sweat. You know that you go. That's my man, Ice.
No, he be
Cool.
singing to the Hennessy.
See?
He singing to the Hennessy.
That's my man, Ice. Just too cool. Yeah, he's on that. Tank is on that.
Tank.
God, they're taking their clothes off at 60.
Oh, they
I
got to
hope
be
they got
nasty.
something to show.
Listen,
Except
I'm
for that
only,
little tuft of gray hair right here.
I'm only telling y'all what I'm
I
in.
don't know if I want to see that.
I didn't even go to YouTube to see it. I want to be surprised, but I heard that it's a great lineup. I heard it's probably better than what the Culture Tour was.
Mm.
Okay.
So
I mean,
they
this is the
should be
legacy
really
tour
doing
because
good.
what, 40 years, right?
Yeah, it's 40 years. Oh, Atlanta. I think I'm going to check them on the 30th in Atlanta.
Okay.
Okay.
At least they, that's the thing is that they're all in the same age group, so nobody's gonna be pop locking and spinning on their head on the stage, and then the other one's gonna be sitting in the chair trying to like take it easy.
Well,
You can't do that
what-
no more.
what's really great about this group is, and I will honestly say to me that they're probably the greatest urban group that has possibly,
Since
that
who, the
we've seen.
Temptations?
No, I think they're
But-
better than the Temptations too. I think what happens is it's still only 6 of them. How many Temptations were there? How many variations of the group it was?
So I
And-
wouldn't necessarily put them as being better because the Temptations had their time for that time, and I think they
Yeah,
was that era. They're not the Temptations,
but
not
they-
our era.
But they lost the authenticity of it. It's so many of them that you don't. It's like I think they said it was 24 different members, 14 combinations. I mean, by then, come on, what temp are you gonna get? You know what I'm saying? So
Rod
and-
said they all passed away. They all dead. I think it's only like one left.
no, Otis is left.
It's
Otis
one left.
Oh, right, Otis is left, and
What do you do when Otis is gone? Do you call it something else?
well, what
Temptation?
happens? What happens is
nothing after
Otis keep reinventing these groups because I'm a fan of the Temps too. He keeps reinventing the groups. Like the new Temptations right now are younger than me. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
I wouldn't even
So,
want to see that.
It's like that, and
Ain't
then I
nobody come
put
to see you,
the
Otis.
music
Ain't
is
nobody
just-
come to see you, Otis. Okay.
right, and then
So no.
the other thing I put them over to Jackson 5 because Jackson 5 they had it, but it seems like once Mike went and did his own thing. He forgot about the other five brothers, and we didn't get no more tours from them. These guys has been doing it in and out for the
Yes.
last past 40 years. Bobby might have wanted to do his solo thing, and but he came around when came time needed to be. So
Yeah.
Right.
I think they're the greatest group
They
that we've
definitely
set
had
eyes on
longevity.
in our lifetime. Yeah.
And they stood the test of time. So
Right.
kudos to New Edition.
And shout out to them because they basically they're all in shape and they're really on that stage 2 hours straight.
Is
You know,
Bobby still
and-
taking breaks? Because little Bobby, he came.
Nah,
crazy.
Bobby. They said Bobby sounds good. They say he looks good. And again, it's 30 cities in I think 6 weeks. And they're really, really out there. They, and these guys is like 55 years old. These ain't no spring chickens.
So after the concert, they go to bed.
Oh yeah, been gay, been
There's no
gay.
after parties. There's no after party. I'm going home.
They
Good night,
get
everybody.
Like,
But
look,
see,
I need a vitamin.
it's funny because I seen them on the B103 somewhere in Atlanta. I think Big Boy show, and they were talking about how they're still on tour buses. So after the night, they back on the road
On the
and
bus, yeah.
They're on a bus. So that's a rough life at 55 years old. I don't even know if I would do it.
But them buses is decked out though. They got their buses is it's like sleeping in a hotel.
Come on, those buses smell like Geritol, Bengay, Icy Hot.
I hope they got a nice.
No, they all got. They. I saw something on YouTube.
They got separate buses. They all got.
Oh yeah, they all got separate buses.
Oh, so that ain't so bad. That's
imagine all of them on the same bus. Now come on, they done come too far for that.
Yeah. I seen something on Ronnie's thing. Bobby was in the back talking about bus off. They go bus off. So they were showing all the buses that was on the tour.
I saw that. Mike had his bus all decked out, whatever he had all over it. So
yeah. So shout out to them for so many years.
New Edition is the fact that they went through a broke stage, came back. But there's one that they said was never broken. They said it was Johnny.
Of course.
I think Mike.
Well, Mike, he became the executor. He was like damn near
Puff. He got other things going on.
The Bib 10 thing. He had the label, Motown Philly, Boys the Men, ABC. It was another group too. As what 3L? What was them groups from Vegas?
I don't know.
The group from Vegas, the dark skinned girl. What's the name of that group?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was a good song too. They made a good record too. 702. That's the group.
Okay. That's Mike's group?
That's Mike's group.
No, that's Missy. Missy brought them out.
Nah, they were signed to Bib 10.
Oh, okay.
Bib 10 rock.
I ain't mad at them.
They did that. And Johnny, he's constantly making albums. He's getting that streaming money.
As far as the business side of it, Johnny knew what to sign and what not to sign.
No, he's still making music though. So
and he is still doing that. But when New Edition, because remember there was a time when they was all something happened and they wasn't getting money and something like that. Johnny had his own thing going on, and he was like, "Y'all can be broke. I'm not."
Right. Hey, Cinnamon Spice, how you doing?
You like her name. Every time she comes up, you gotta say it. Hey, y'all, what's up, y'all in the chat?
Hey, Spicy. Gerard, what's popping, my brother? We're gonna talk about that boat ride. It's going down.
And you already know.
We ready.
Round 2.
We ready.
We're gonna see what the cousins have this year, what they have on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be a little lighter, so my weight's gonna be a little down. So I'm gonna pop out, a little something.
I'm gonna have to bring it back down, cause honey.
Yeah,
Shay, stay off that damn 360 too.
Hey. That didn't work for me, Jack. So what else is going on?
Nothing much.
You already know what time it is.
There it is. What time is the anime?
What time is it?
Let me ask my sake. Yeah, I thought I was gonna sing for you, but
I was gonna get my dance on one time. You know what I'm saying?
was talking, I was telling her this story about this person that I know who got into this whole spiel with a friend of hers that she subleased her apartment to, right? Friend that she met at the job, and girlfriend was hanging out and they having a good time, but it was like, how you got in relationships red flags. Sometimes you can have red flags with friends, especially new ones at this age, right? People tell you little stuff like she accused her boss of discrimination immediately because her badge didn't get issued to her in the right time, and all kinds of foolishness. Anyway, so the friend is married, right? And the husband is a city worker, was doing double shifts, all kind of foolishness. Came home, and the both of them is sitting in the car talking and kind of catching up before he mustered the courage up to go upstairs and whatever. And why the friend calls her hysterically, telling her that the husband had just busted in the bathroom on her and took pictures of her and then walked out, and she was about to call the police. Meanwhile, the husband is sitting right beside her. Okay?
So she lied.
Like, what the hell? Like, I'm looking at this man, like he's right here, but you hysterical on the phone with it, right?
Wow.
Right now, had the wife not been right there, what kind of drama would she have caused in that relationship?
Right.
Right? And that brought up the conversation about how you can have messy ass friends sometimes that will do things to really, especially like fuck up your relationship or mess up other friendships that you may have, throw dirt in the mix, making you think that something is going on that isn't, because they got their own little whatever's going on. And this is why I like my day ones, right? Oftentimes you don't have to worry about that. And thank God we all got those, right? Like, whoo. And I mean, I've made really great friendships, as I got older. But
even though they headaches, but I love them.
Yeah, they the most headache.
That is so true.
Shots.
But I take them
every day ones though, man, from the cradle to the grave. But I tell you,
because you can't break up with them, right? Like your friends, you could be like, I ain't messing with that chick,
right?
The day ones, like you, like, no, we're gonna go to the rocking chairs together.
That's it. That's it.
Season with you on my nerve.
I might poke you or pinch you or something, but yeah. Let me ask you guys a question. Has you ever experienced something like that? A messy friend that tried to get in your relationship and try to mess some things up in some type of way?
Hold on, it's a funny thing, right quick. So, I got this little lounge down here. So a lot of stuff start talking that I was supposed to have told somebody on about another club or some nonsense. Long story short, it never happened. So some young lady calls me up on the phone. This just happened Friday. And she asked me what was going on. And I was like, I told her what happened. And then a friend of mine had gotten caught up. And then long story short, and another friend had told me, listen, you need to call this guy. So I called him. I was like, what's going on? Oh, man, we don't have no problem. I told him I never had a problem with you. I don't even know how somebody got me into your situation. But, your name has never came out my mouth. As far as I know, we good. Fine, hung up. I go open the club Friday night. The same young lady that called me out the blue, she just started barking on me. Like, oh, you called him and said, mind you, I never had a for real conversation with this lady a day of my life. And I mean, it just got blown out of of course, like, oh, fuck you and your club. and you know me, I'm like, fuck you, you ain't invited. But it was so messy. And it's like the out of towner here, like, why are people messy? Like really? Well, first of all, what made you call my line? Right, what made you call my phone and ask me? And I was still being courteous about the situation. Then you come to my establishment. You understand what I'm saying? Then they say the brother was outside and he was breathing and this. I'm like, are you serious? All on account of somebody said saying stuff, and it's so childish and
it's crazy. Shay, do you remember? It's a long time ago. somebody said something to you that I was too familiar with your boyfriend. Do you remember that?
Which boyfriend?
I don't want to name names,
Okay,
but I'm gonna say
got a
you
person
were
issue.
living in Ravenswood at that time.
Oh yeah,
You remember that?
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
And we was both like,
Yep.
you
I'm
know,
sorry,
Gotta warn me.
people are so messy, and it's crazy. But the new ones, you be like, bye.
right, exactly. But I was
Bye.
offended by that because it was like, but what I
But you
understand
can't.
is that everybody doesn't know our dynamic.
Right.
So, you know, maybe on the outside looking in, it looked that way.
Mhm.
But if you know who I am, you know there would never be a situation where there's a violation in the relationship or whatever. Any kind. There's just some people you just know it's just not.
Right.
But I see a comment. Jerome said, day one or day two. Sometimes the longer they know you, the more they feel like they can violate. I'm not in our circle.
Absolutely.
Those ain't day ones.
Yeah, them ain't day ones.
No, but they violate in a sense, like not in a disrespectful way, but
Yeah.
you know, because Big Rod, his mouth is ridiculous sometimes because of life, knowing us for life. He feel like he can say anything.
He can say what he wants.
He wouldn't even look you in the face.
Hold on. I said we're gonna have our little round table tonight.
Yeah.
I take that personal. I think that what I put out to certain people is just not taken in the way that it's putting out. You know, so sometimes it's the way you receive
No.
the data that's being said to you.
I'm sorry.
I'm
but
gonna ask you a question.
say-
If you don't feel like you don't talk to us the same way you talk to everybody else.
You say anything.
You say anything.
I say it out of love.
No. Yeah, exactly. So let's be clear, okay?
But
You don't think twice about what comes out of your mouth when you're talking to us.
No, he'll say it any kind of way.
Any kind of way.
He might pause before he said to somebody else, like, let me make sure I'm saying this right. With us, he just gonna say it and won't even look.
No,
and we be like, excuse me, hello, what the hell did you just say?
But I think I articulate myself very well. I just think sometimes y'all don't take the data in the way maybe I'm speaking too fast.
We're not talking
I'm trying to figure it out.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about what you say and how you say it.
Well, I keep it real with y'all. Ain't no, you know, we ain't gotta beat around the bush. If it's red, the color's red, and that's it. Damn it, I gotta explain that.
Yeah, but if you were having a same conversation with someone else that you might not have known as long as you've known us, you wouldn't be saying it how you're saying is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what I'm looking for from the situation.
Yeah. That makes sense too.
See, I know I ain't got nothing to lose with y'all.
Yeah, okay, I understand. Jerome said he got friends that he met in the last 8 years that have done things for him. Okay, and I get that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
you can meet real people. It's not like you can't, but you know, there are some, boy, you'd be like, what the hell? Right?
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Ooh,
it is.
Some people are heavy, like
right.
Or even learning other people's behaviors. Like it's really weird. Like I could know somebody, and then you go hang out with them one night. You be like, what the hell?
Like, the day ones you're more comfortable with.
The day ones you come because it's expected of them.
Because
you know
who they are.
Right. We already know how far it could go.
How far it could
I
go.
remember one of my cousins I hung out with one time, and I invited him out to another a friend of mine's housewarming, and we got there. And, you know, Black people, we don't always got everything ready on time, so they were still cooking and whatever. They handed him a drink, they handed him another one. Well, baby, he turned into someone else on me. It was horrific. It was so bad. And this is a cousin that never is like even kill on any other day, but that day, I'll tell you after.
Okay. I think I know,
but no names, right? I don't even want to give a little hint because then the family gonna know I'm talking. You know what I'm saying?
You was on TV. Well, Well, shout out to my man DJ Gerard. That's all we do is argue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all fight all the time. Y'all fight all the time.
Our conversations be like this. Yo, no, you. All right, peace. I'll speak to you later.
Y'all fight all the time.
That's the conversation. But we know where we coming from. Or
Yeah.
I called him the other day. First thing he said, don't start that shit. I was like,
Pick up the
good
phone,
morning.
fight.
Wait, you see what he just said to you, right?
That's love.
But that's love. That's love, though. That's love.
That's what happens with a day one. They say anything to you, man, you know?
He picked right up on the phone yesterday. Don't start your shit. I said, damn, I can't say hi.
I just said hello. But it'd be like that. It'd be like that. I was having a conversation with somebody about, how we talk to each other. And sometimes we might use words that are not necessarily appropriate. And it's like, why do you do that? Because it's like, I don't, I'm trying to explain the dynamic. It's, it's not looked at as being disrespectful, whether the world looks at it that way or not.
Right.
Between us, it's love.
Right. And
right.
That's exactly
but if another person was to come in and say the same things, it's going to be a problem.
And we've had this happen, Shell, where people try to mediate between us because that there's an issue.
Right.
No, we don't have
because it sounds like we're fighting, but we're really not. And they be like, "Oh my God!" I mean, I forgot who was around us. They was like, "Oh God," they was like so nervous because they really thought that we was like getting at each other. But in the next sentence, we was like,
"Yeah." So anyway, pass me that.
It's like that though. I remember when me and the man on the couch were speaking. We would literally all be hanging out. It'd be 20 of us. He'd be on one end, I'll be on another. We be talking to everybody. We walk right past one. Excuse me, and keep it moving. Or we'll be in the barbershop just like this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but let somebody do something or say something to them. Now that's
be a problem.
So like somebody came in the barbershop and they was getting at me. He just got up. He said, "We gonna kick this nigga ass, and after this, don't say nothing to me no more.
Don't say nothing to me."
Yeah, that's friendship.
Force people to read that.
Okay, that's too much. Don't read it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was gonna try to read it.
One sentence or two.
Well, the basis of what he was saying is that some people think that they have a higher priority in your life than others do.
Right. Okay. Hey, how you shorten that? You go, girl.
And they think but he's right about that.
Yeah.
He's so right about that.
Absolutely.
In that sense, I feel like my relationships, I have individual relationships with all of my friends, and they're not the same.
Exactly.
No, friendships are the same.
Yeah, I don't put them in a category of, oh, I've known you longer or that kind of thing. If you're my friend, you're my friend. You know what I mean?
Or I don't even get into it. Like I got two friends to this day that don't get along. They don't speak. And we all grew up together. It'd be like, all right, oh, you still hanging with that dude?
Right.
Yes.
They didn't do nothing to me.
Yeah, you know.
So what do y'all think? We're gonna talk about this real quick before you move on to the topic. What do y'all think about? Because I see people post these kind of things all the time. That if you are friends with my enemy, then you're not my friend.
Oh,
it depends. It depends on the length of the friendship, right? Mm-hmm. And because I'm one that if you say something to me, you're never gonna hear it again. It's not something I share with another friend of mine or anything. Like it just goes into the vault. So I know the problem is worrying about cross-contamination, right? Whether or not you're telling the enemy something about them.
Yeah.
So for me, I know that that's never going to happen. And if you know who I am, you know that that's never going to happen because you don't hear it from me, from anybody else. So, but I understand the concept.
I get it. But if you don't like somebody, or if they don't like you, should I not be friends with them anymore?
You know, that's funny. So if like I said, with the two friends that don't speak, right? I know that at some point it might be a little slap or something going around, but it ain't gonna be nothing detrimental to your health that we're
Mm,
gonna have to sit and worry about. You're not gonna lose a tooth, but you might go home with a little bruise. But what I'm saying is, enemy. If you're really with my enemy, then I think I have a problem with that.
Because the
Yeah,
enemy to
right.
me is that's somebody that did something to you that is beyond repair and it caused some damage. Like that's what I look at, how I look at it.
or they are someone who wants to cause you damage.
Cause you damage,
Right.
right?
Right? And
Right.
therefore you're watching them, and then your homie is hanging out with them.
And they're
Right.
just an overall bad person. 9 times out of 10, I'm probably not rocking with that person anyway. Because if that's the type of person you are, but if y'all had a beef that y'all fell out and y'all not stopped talking, but it's no real like
Right.
beef, y'all just ain't messing with each other like that, then and like you said, it depends on the length of the friendship too. Because if I'm friends with you 20 plus years and we 20 plus years, y'all stop speaking because y'all been friends 20 plus years too. If y'all stop speaking, that's between y'all.
Agreed. Agreed.
Right.
That's a different thing. We just
Yeah.
fell out. But an enemy,
Yeah, enemy is somebody who's just
enemy is something else. Like,
yeah.
I don't think I have any enemies necessarily. I'm sure there's people that don't like me or don't care for me, but to say I have an enemy is a different thing.
Yeah, it's not too many people that I don't. If I don't like you, it's like I could still be cordial with you. I don't have anybody that I would just be like, oh, the sight of them just disgusts me. I don't
Yeah,
have
like I'm leaving.
yeah, I'm out of here. I don't have that. I don't think I
No,
have
no,
that.
no. I got enemies, and it's cool. It's cool. And the thing is I take it, how it is. But a
So there's
friend.
a
Oh,
question in the chat, y'all. Zoe said, what happens when you cloak for that friend?
so what's going on?
Hey, Zoe.
Oh,
So I tell you, sometimes you might get a bruise.
I'm just saying.
sometimes you might get a bruise.
Because sometimes you're trying to be like the peacemaker. You don't want to, you don't want them to fight, but you're still trying to be not in the middle.
Yeah, because certain things to me you have to work out amongst one another as friends in your relationship. Sometimes it's not a
Or not.
total it's it's not a total relationship. Like, I my main friendship, we're all brothers. We all are close like that. So at the same time is if I have a problem with a brother, then I'll deal with my brother. I won't deal with I won't hold just like with Kev. God bless his dad. It was the same thing with him. We ain't speak for a long time,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like we wasn't at the same part. What's up? I ain't talking to that nigga. I ain't know nothing talking.
Yeah. And
And you
sometimes
just leave that alone, right?
a friend will put you in a situation too where you feeling like, damn, I gotta pick sides.
Right, right. So, but
That's
it's
fair.
up to the two
And that's not
people.
fair.
It's up to the two friends. So
Right.
really, when they decide to talk and get their stuff together, then that's what they will really do. If not, then like I said before, if I want to talk to you, don't call me and tell me I gotta talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I
Don't be
said
trying
I
to
ain't
do
talking
And
to
I'm
him,
not
and
friends with
that's
so
it.
and so, so you can't be either.
Nah, never that, never that.
That goes back to grade school.
Yeah,
We can't be her friend.
yeah. Now,
Yeah.
like I said, but if you're out of that box, out of that circle, now we got an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like now it'd be like, yo, what you doing with that nigga?
Because then you gotta choose who you inviting. Like, okay, dang, they both my friends, but if I put them in the same room, it's gonna be a problem.
But
All
that's
of
what I'm
the
saying.
things.
So
It's
now you
important.
gotta choose who you inviting.
Well, that's what loyalty is. That's
Yeah,
what loyalty
that's
comes down
loyalty,
to.
but you don't want your party turned up or whatever situation you got going on.
Somebody gonna sit their ass home.
Yeah.
And
One
then,
night.
and you know what? It's funny. That friend will be the friend of court. Yo, why you didn't invite me to my? You know why I didn't invite you to the goddamn party? My
So
friend will
if
kick
you gonna
their
come
ass.
in there, you gonna bring it. The other
You
one's
know.
gonna sit there and just
Somebody
be
gonna
like,
pop
okay,
off. Right. You got
Yeah.
the one that's gonna pop off.
So why
that's the
even
one that gotta
call
stay
and
home.
ask me? Yeah, that's it. No,
Right.
no, no. It depends on what the
The
situation
one that's
is.
gonna pop off gotta stay home. What do y'all think? Or
see,
maybe you don't.
And
It depends. It depends. It depends. Or you choose
like
the
you
one
weigh your
that
scenarios. You weigh your scenarios because um let's say one friend is close with the family, right?
right.
Closer with the family, then that's the friend that would go to the family gatherings.
Oh,
Now
so
you
it depends
no,
on the
no, no,
function.
no, no, no. Because I got family. I ain't gonna say who the family is. Sometimes she just can't come. Damn it.
we know
That
who
is it.
We know who you talking about.
That is it. You're not invited.
because I want to have a good time and I don't
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the party will be over as soon as it starts.
As soon as it starts, we know what it is.
like now we gotta
Yeah,
go home early.
and that's a tricky situation though, because it definitely puts you in an awkward situation of you got to choose between your friends. Like that's not okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I never want to be in that situation.
I think everybody has that one friend out of their clique that you be like, as soon as they come through the door, damn.
That's that friend you want to hang out with, just you and that friend, right?
Yeah, you gotta,
It can't be
you
with
know, like
everybody
you
else.
can't bring that friend around new friends.
Mhm.
Like some of my
Yeah.
friends, we rock. I could bring them around new people. Some I'll be like, no, you can't come to this one.
No,
When it's us, we good.
What about this one?
alcohol and being around your enemy don't mix. 'Cause
That's
that's when you
true.
be looking at them.
Zoe said he don't usually come anyway, so let the chips fall when they may.
I like when those show up though. So
Yeah, Zoe's
so
cool.
good
Zoe's
time.
cool.
Yo, you know what? That guy, he's funny though, because he's the coolest guy at any party. Never gets into nothing, but when you speak to him, he got the whole recap. He's
Everything.
good. He's the perfect
Zoe knows
friend.
stuff that happened in 1977. Okay? You'd be like, how do
Perfect.
you know that?
Perfect.
Wow.
When he come out, when
That's
that
the
guy
whole story.
when that
Wait a
guy
minute. Was
comes
he born
out,
then? Because maybe I'm going back too far. He was. He
He
was.
was.
He was.
that guy's the perfect
So
guy to
younger than us.
really to be out because and a great friend to have around you. You know what I'm saying? Because you be out there drinking, he be like, when you had that fifth drink, this is what happened. It went
Yeah,
left.
You weren't paying attention, but I was.
but I was.
So we all getting home safely.
Yeah, we all getting home
Zoe's
safe.
around.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, friends is friends and relationships is great, and I'm happy that I've had friends in my life for maybe 45 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a blessing because not everybody can say that.
Can't.
Agreed.
We
Yeah.
definitely got lifelong friends,
Yeah,
which is family at this point.
definitely.
That ain't friends
Definitely.
no more. For
Yeah.
real.
Oh, so why is being
So
single viewed as
guys,
a bad thing?
so why is being single viewed as a bad thing? So let's talk about this, right? We didn't have no special segue today. We're just gonna talk about it.
Let's rock out. I'm ready to talk. I got something to say.
So you hear people, if you're single, it seems like you're like the focus on why you single, why you're not married yet. Like it's some sort of thing that you need to aspire to be, and if you don't, then something's wrong with you. Like you know what I'm saying? So,
Say,
and
why,
I think
why she want to be single?
why would somebody choose to be single? Why would somebody?
Right. Like that's not it. Something must be wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
But when people judge you though for being single, they don't realize that the toll that it takes on a person's mental health to some degree, because now they are in a space where they're feeling like I have to figure this out, and then they end up settling with somebody they shouldn't be with because of pressure. What do y'all think?
To just be a couple.
You know what my take on being single later on in life is? I believe that, yeah, like we all had issues that we probably didn't deal with or handle properly. And at the time, things just didn't work for us. And I believe that, yeah, sometimes that it's not a bad thing. It just didn't work for us, as maybe it worked for other people.
Okay.
Okay.
And I really believe that because I said, I say to myself a lot of the time, a lot of single women out here, but the pickings is slim.
Quality.
Because I done said, damn, I see why you say.
You see, but that's the judgment. That's the judgment. Like,
But
damn, I see
I,
why you.
Quality.
I get it. Even with me, I'm a piece of work, and I know I'm a piece of work. You understand what I'm saying? I know how people work, and I tell a lot of people, certain women might want to flirt with me, and I'll be like, "Lady, listen, I might mess your life up." So, really, like, but I know that about myself, and I'm aware of it. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And I am a piece of work. I'm setting my ways. I might see things
Do you
one
think
way
you're
sometimes.
toxic?
No, I'm not toxic
Okay.
because I'll never put my problems out on anybody else, or I'll never I'll never have an opinion or anything against somebody else, and I know I can walk away at any time in a relationship. So I
So it's
believe it.
the ability to stay detached emotionally that can frustrate a woman.
Can it?
I'm asking.
I'm asking you.
I don't know.
Can it?
I've
Can
never
it?
been in a relationship with you.
But I'm just saying what you said though. That question is it true? Does
I
the
guess if he's saying for your experience, if that was the
exactly?
type of, would you date a man like that?
Well, that's actually a problem I have. So I can't.
She's detached.
I can
Right.
be that.
Yeah. See, I can detach because to me, is a lot of the times is what your heart wants. Usually, it's not going to work with your mind. So
Interesting.
a lot of the times is you have to have a balance about it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah, the
understand? So
mental part and the heart part are different.
yeah, are different. So a lot of the times is, especially like I said, with energy and stuff, and like I said, I'm a piece of work. So I don't ever want to put bad energy over somebody because I don't like bad energy in my company.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't
Right.
like a situation, it's best that we detach. Or a lot of I got a thing where if a woman feels like she's upset with me, angry with me, guess what? I'll call in a couple of weeks. Let her get over it.
You
You know what
wouldn't
I'm saying?
call me
Because
in a
we're
couple
not
weeks
gonna
because you be blocked.
we're not gonna have a conversation because we're not gonna have a productive conversation
Why not?
until you calm down. So
Oh,
that's just my way of
Okay,
thinking. So
I get that.
and at that time, the words you put out in the atmosphere, you could never take back. So a lot of stuff you may say to me when you are angry, or I may say to you when I'm angry, it didn't it I'm not gonna say it didn't mean I didn't mean it because evidently I must have felt something to say that way.
Did
But
it?
I didn't want it to come out that way. So a lot of the times what I learned to do is when women get on their nonsense, you know what, I won't speak to them for a little while.
mm,
Until you realize what we're angry about. And when I finally call, you might be mad about me calling, but now we could talk about the situation that we had in hand that we shouldn't have before.
Well, that would really depend on the woman because if we have an argument and you wait 3 weeks to call me, there's no conversation after that.
Okay, then you just
That's just
another
me.
one.
That's just me because
You just another one on the bus.
you see what I'm saying?
whew,
I'm just saying.
Well,
ah,
because we can't solve anything
But
if
I got
when
a
we hold
question.
up when we're in our emotions.
I agree. I
You,
agree.
you
I
understand what
totally
I'm
agree
saying?
with you 100%.
So we can't solve anything. So to
So
me
does it
is
take 3 weeks for someone to not be in their
well,
emotion?
when I say 3 weeks, it might be. It depends on who the person is. Some women they really hold on to shit.
Because if you got to wait 3 weeks to call me because you think I'm gonna be in my feelings for 3 weeks, and because really,
Well,
I'm pretty sure
I have that kind of,
you have that effect on
because
people. You and
you
a
know why? Because
Tasmanian
you
devil.
mess with crazy.
No, here we go again. We talk about me
Okay, I'm
again.
sorry. All right, I take it back. I take it back. I take it back.
So we've had some. We've lived through some experiences.
Yeah. So we
But we're
kind
not
of
gonna.
know.
This is not the Ross show, so we're not even gonna go there.
but
But
Yes,
but what
yeah,
I'm saying is the right. But sometimes it depends on the person. How long? Because I'm a happy guy. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about a woman, when you're happy and she's upset about something, she's not going to make you happy. So I really need to call a little later anyway, because I don't want to
I get
feel
that.
like you. You know what
I
I'm
get
saying?
that. Stepping back from a situation, let's assess
Yeah,
it, and then
yeah.
I'm
And
the
maybe
type that if
being
I fly
clear.
off the handle or I get in my feelings about something, and I don't like to argue, so I'm not really doing no argument. If we can't have a conversation without it being a fight or argument, then what we doing? And I kind of get over things quickly, so I would probably be the one to call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Joe
Well,
will,
see,
Joe
right.
will lose it for a half hour.
Yeah. I would be the one to call. But that whole detached emotionally thing, that don't work for me.
But you have to, because at some point, like I said, I tell everybody, we got more years behind us than we do in front of us.
I
And
agree.
and if you sit there in that space, those years will go by like this.
I do. I just think that, we are old enough to the point where we should be able to control our emotions. And well, I don't want to say age has anything to do with
Woman,
it. Not, hold on. All right.
People,
We should be at this space where we should be able to control ourselves. And if we are in some sort of a relationship, expressing yourself, I don't understand why that would be difficult. When I say a person that's detached from their emotions, they have a difficult time expressing how they feel about
no,
somebody.
no,
you know, you
I'm not.
know, I'm gonna tell you, and this is the thing about women that kills me all the time that I find.
Okay, be careful.
No, 'cause we're gonna talk
Be
about this.
careful.
You start dating a young lady or whatever the case is, and you having fun, and busy guys such as myself. This is just me. This is personally me. This ain't about
Okay.
nobody else or nobody in general, ladies. This is me.
Yeah.
So say I'm dating or whatever the case may be, and I got a busy schedule. Everybody knows that. Oh yeah, I love dating a guy. See him every couple months, this, that, another month, couple weeks. When you go out of town, I like that. No commitment. This is fun, this, that, another. 4 months into the situation. So I'm saying like this is the best you could do with your time. Now it's changing, and the thing is that men plan accordingly. So yeah, Sean says it's cool. I'm working. I'll make it out with her. When I get home, I'll see her. This, that, and the other. But now you're changing it. You understand what I'm saying? Because this was cool for you. Now it's not cool no more. And especially when you're a productive brother like myself. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm sitting out there. Oh,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
I'm
I
taking
like
care of
that move.
Okay. Do that again.
I'm I'm taking care of a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about my business. I'm about building and handling stuff. And you would think as a man that you will understand that part of me already. You understand? But it comes up 3-4 months into something, it changes. Oh, I only seen
I
you
think it.
one time last month.
If I can just add a little bit of color to that, I think that it falls
Please
back
do.
on what you were saying earlier about having more years right behind us than in front of us. At some point, it feels like I'm wasting my time in the few good years I got on this box, right? Because why am I sharing myself with you and my time and energy, and it's nothing to it. There's no sustenance, no substance,
Right.
no quality, right? Outside of the night that we're spending together or the 2 nights, depending on how much you got to spare in your busy schedule. Like you want to build with someone at some point and you're not it. Yet you're a great guy in a
Right.
lot of ways, right?
But
So here
right.
I let me just finish for a second. Here I am being wonderful, right? That's how they feel. They wonderful. Why wouldn't you want to build with me? Like I'm the whole package, and
Mm-hmm.
you are still saying we are just kicking it when I come to town. So it feels like it has to have an expiration date and quickly, because I don't have time to waste either.
And
If
is that
But
because
see,
of the single thing?
but hold
The
on.
single
See,
thing? I don't want to be single because of the stigma attached
right,
to it.
that's a good thing. But see, I don't take it that way because it's not you're getting offended because we see one another when I'm in town. But when I come into town, it's basically this is what I do. This is how I make a
Mhm.
living, or this is what's going on. So when I say I'm coming into town, it's not saying I'm just coming to get some or whatever the case may have been. It's not like you understand what I'm saying. So my thing is now it seems like women get offended when feelings is involved. Before, when you met the dude, Nick, got good stuff going on up in here. You know what I'm saying? He's a good time. He like to hang out, and then you realize when that feeling come in, and now it's like wow, like I really dig this guy. I really wasn't digging him before. We was just having fun, but I told you seriously, this is what my life is. So the thing is, why would you have the attitude behind it? Is what I'm saying. I'm doing the best that I can because I have other commitments financially to do other things.
Yeah, we get it. Your
So,
life is
so
what it
but
is.
it changes, after you realize it's deeper than a good time. Like, hey,
right,
this guy's a
That's when
good
she
guy.
needs to decide to
yeah,
say
that's the
whether I'm
time.
going to deal with this or I'm
Absolutely.
going to be out. But the thing is that sometimes they want you to change what you're doing to fit what they want, and that's not going to work. And that
Right.
could go back to the whole thing about the single thing. Nobody wants. It seems like people
But you
don't want
explain
to be
the thing
single.
is you decided to get involved in the beginning. It's not like we just didn't make this up.
No, you're right. I
You
get what you're
understand what I'm
saying.
saying?
They
So
decided
to me,
because
to
some.
me,
I'm gonna say this about
hold
some
on,
women.
hold on. To me, as a man, it gets confusing because it's like and it's like that all the time. Hey, yeah, shorty's cool. We vibing, and it's not like I'm out there, really, banging down the pavement, knocking every girl down and doing what I do. It's just that I'm productive, yeah, and it looks like fun, and I do have fun. But and I enjoy what I do. But at the same point of it is we agreed to this is what it is, and it confuses you because it's like now when you start stepping into things, when you start dealing with women, you always got to second guess them. Like, you know what? Maybe I'll call her every 6 day instead of every day or every other day because this is how she's going to act. Even though she says it's cool now, it's not. That's kind of like being a
That's when you
liar.
gotta drop them.
No, I don't know if it's being a liar. I think sometimes you go into these type of relationships thinking that you can handle it emotionally, and then you
Right.
realize that you
You
can't.
can't.
Right, and instead of bowing out, which is what you really should do, is bow out. Instead, you try to change the narrative,
Change him.
right? Because you
Mhm.
feel like I've already invested time and energy, and I know him, and he's a good guy, and I really like him. So instead of doing that, let me pose the question and let me see where it goes. Let me
Where it's at. And
it's
now you're having this
because then I don't have
conversation. Yeah.
to stop and be out in the single life all over again, and then have to hold up the single banner and deal with people telling me that I need to find somebody. Be like, I did kind of halfway find somebody, but he don't really want
Kind of
me
has
like
somebody.
that.
But
Yes,
but
he don't
but
really want me
But it
100%.
didn't work out.
Yeah,
yeah, but that is just again. Or you get this question. So where's all this going? What are we doing?
And
And
that's a
it's
valid
always
question, though.
huh?
That's a valid question.
Why? I mean, I don't get it though. It's confusing because we wasn't worried about all of that before.
Yes,
You understand what I'm saying?
y'all was doing what y'all was doing, but now, like Shay said, emotions are getting involved, and she's thinking that maybe this could turn into something long term. So now let me ask, hey, what we doing?
Is it the emotions or is it the salami?
anyway.
See,
I'm saying?
see, I'm asking
Not
because
listen.
this is what men think. Y'all keep
Whatever it
thinking.
is,
Y'all,
the conversation is perfectly.
I'm,
That's a
I'm gonna
perfectly
say this. I'm
good
gonna
question to
say this.
ask.
Right. bigger than the salami, right? Because that could be great and fabulous. It could be mediocre. What it really boils down to is women and men, because men, God forbid, a woman have that same scenario of, I'll check you when I check you type thing. No man is gonna sit for that for very long either if they want to be in a relationship at some point.
Right.
Right? Because if you really kind of in that space, it's because you don't really have no real prospect for a relationship. And so you get a maintenance man and you figure, I'll just kind of rock with this until. But
Right.
then even in relationships, sometimes you sit down and you say, let's assess where we're at and let's see if this is something that we should continue to go forward with, or do we need to make adjustments, or maybe it's just not working,
That's
right?
a fair
People
question.
people don't do that in relationships sometimes.
Right.
They don't take the time to sit down and go, are we progressing properly? Are we both still happy with the trajectory of this relationship?
Right.
Right. And somebody starts to get resentful, and this is where the arguing starts because they're not communicating what's
Right.
happening. So to come to you and say, so what's going on? We've been at this for 4 months. Do you still feel the same way you did as 4 months ago? Is your opportunity to say, I'm still in the same position that I was when we started. And you have the option, right, to decide that this is no longer good for you, even if it was 4 months ago.
Right.
Because today is not tomorrow. That's a whole new, spring be in the air sometime. You're like, look here.
I'm not doing this no more.
Yeah,
So
man.
although you might have started out one way, okay, I don't want this no more. And she has, or he has, every right to feel that way, that this is not working for me 5 months down the line. But they can't expect you to stop and change your life unless you want to.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
if you feel like this person is important enough to you to say, all right, well, you know what? Let's see what we can do. But if you like, nah, I got, my life is too busy, it's too hectic, blah, 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 blah. I got this going on. And you met me, this da da da. If she decides to continue with that, then let the chips, as Zoe said, that the chips fall where they may.
Or for the sake of your own happiness, you bow out, knowing that she no longer is a good candidate for what you're selling.
So I get that. So that's cool. But how about if the man's feelings is involved now? Like I thought everything was good. Like I dig you. I'm catching feelings for you, but I still got this. Now you don't want to do this, and it makes a man not to even want to invest because at the same time is you knew what this was. So now you can't change the game in the ninth inning.
But
You
if your
can,
feelings are invested, right,
You
you
can.
can, you can.
You
But
can.
if your feelings are truly invested, then you would want to re-examine the situation you created and create a new thing. Like, are we slightly committed, or hey, even if I'm not in town a lot, or when I am in town, how about we're exclusive, even though I still am doing my thing. It's different than when I come through and we kick it and we good and we blah blah blah. That in a woman's mind, wherever you traveling to, you got one of those.
But why? Why would they think that? See that now.
That's
See that's where it goes. Is it because of all
No, it's
what's
because
going
of the
on,
fact that you guys
or
are
is it,
not exclusive, and that you are not, she's not secure in the relationship enough to say, okay, he's my man, so I'm gonna have some trust in that. But if it's what it is, this is what it is. So in her mind, okay, well then he's might be having this over here and that over
He
here.
has no
And it's not that
obligation
you're
to you.
cheating on her or even doing anything necessarily wrong.
so
She
you
gotta
telling
eat
me
that.
right? So if you telling me that's an issue, and that's another thing. It's like you ladies sit back, like you said, and that's what it always comes up to. And I believe that sometimes it's in the man, it's in the personality. Because I know married guys that go away for a week at a time, once a week or two at a time. A wife don't really give a damn about what he's doing.
Because he's
You understand
married
what
to
I'm saying?
her. And
So
he's
it's the same thing. Why should I have the same headache?
It's not the same.
You understand? I don't
Why
get
it's
the
not the
headache.
same? Because there's no commitment. You committed to the draws. That's about it.
Listen,
No, I'm just saying.
listen. Okay, but that's fine though, because what are you going to do about it though? Is you want to say, okay, it's only you that I'm sleeping with? Does that make the
No, and you
situation
know
better?
what? It's
That's
not
what
even,
I'm
you
trying to
don't
tell
even
you.
have, if you're not choosing her, that is perfectly fine.
Just need to say it.
Just need to say it.
So she
No,
has
that's cool, right? But that's cool. But we still not addressing. It's the change is the problem. Everything was fun, like Jay Z said. It was all good just a week ago.
Well, the change is because of the emotional connection now that she's feeling like I don't want to keep doing this because I want something more.
Yeah,
And
but see,
she has every right to do that.
and this is the difference between men and women because this is why a lot of men identify that with sex because when it becomes on the norm and things starting to happen, and it's just barbershop talk. Like guys might tell you,
Okay.
"Oh, don't stick it in all the way, or stick it in with the head. Don't do it." Like it's all kinds of crazy stuff
That's what
that
I say
goes
in the
on. Yeah, I'm being honest with you because
barbershop.
at the same time. So when I say I'm up here with talking about the salami and stuff, this is why because that's what they identify with it at first because you know how many times I heard, "Oh, I'm not looking for a commitment. Nigga do this, but I'm just living my life and I'm free." Then all of a sudden, it could be a good night, it could be a good weekend somewhere, a classy hotel, a good, maybe a weekend on the beach or something. Now the whole situation changes. But if you would have told me that this is what you was looking for a jump street, maybe we wouldn't have been on a nice exclusive vacation somewhere because maybe that's a situation where I wasn't looking for. But now you're changing the game.
I get it. I get it. I totally get what you're saying as far as we set the ground rules. This is what it is. Now here you come in the seventh inning, and now you want something
Oh, it's
more.
usually a ninth because I'm
Well,
probably
okay, well the ninth inning. She comes in the ninth inning and she wants something more. But
yeah.
again, if you feel like it has everything to do with the sex,
I'm asking because
okay.
I don't know because at this point is again when it's a constant thing because I know some guys that don't have that problem.
Now
well,
here's my take on the whole sex thing about it. Now my thing is if
okay.
she's having sex with you for 9 innings, right? So however much time that is, and she's only having sex with you,
Okay.
then she doesn't want to just continue to just have sex. She wants the commitment and the relationship that goes along with the sex. It doesn't necessarily mean it's just the salami that's making her change her mind, but that might aid in the
And
choice.
let me further. I was gonna make that exact same point. Sometimes that could be the last check mark in
Right.
the right? Like this was good, and if he got that, then we gotta have a different kind of
Yeah,
conversation.
because now, and listen, if y'all was the seventh, eighth, ninth inning, well, it probably wouldn't have made it to the ninth inning if the sex wasn't good anyway. So I'm just saying.
Right.
But if y'all are just rocking out and it's all the way y'all, that's what y'all doing, and the sex is amazing, and you a good dude,
Y'all not having no problems, y'all not arguing, we
yeah.
going on trips.
Why wouldn't she not want just because you guys decided that it was going to be one thing in the beginning? But now let's see where we can go with this.
Right.
but
She like, you happy? Because I'm happy.
but
Yeah,
but
let's rock it
but
out.
you know the issue I have with that is let's talk about it. Let's have a
Yeah.
conversation. But don't give
Agreed.
me an attitude. I was calling you because I was just thinking. No, 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 no. This is wrong. This is wrong. No, no.
Now that approach is a little off because
You
we have to have
scaring
a
me now.
conversation.
But see, and usually again, I keep telling you about that conversation with your drawers on. It has to be that. Why does it have to be? I'm just saying. Where's all this going? No, let's go to lunch and talk about it. Like,
Agreed.
and don't be so forceful. Where's all this going? Like, what are you, the Cardinal
Yeah,
people?
the
Like,
approach,
you understand what
how
I'm
you
saying?
talk about it
Yeah,
definitely is gonna
yeah,
matter. Because if any woman comes to
right,
a man, they be like, "What we doing?" Because this ain't,
right.
I'm tired of this.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, I see you post on the plane again.
And
It's
listen, I'm the type
okay.
that's gonna let you know if you're doing something that I'm not okay with. I'm gonna tell you.
But
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah,
Now,
have a conversation
and it's
about
up
it.
to
I
you
think
to
there's
decide
a
that okay, if I'm worth it, then okay, maybe you might alter your behavior to not do that because you know that it doesn't. I'm not okay with it. But how I'm gonna say it to you is not gonna necessarily be nasty.
well, it's not nasty, but to me, it's like a You know, like one of those. They like so aggressive. Like, you know, handle me gently. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it needs to be done that way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because at the same time is you
You're
was handling
yelling.
me gently before. You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
yell at me.
Yeah.
You're
You
yelling.
know, or you didn't call and tell me you landed, or it could be anything. But the issue
It's the
is
aggression. The aggression.
yeah, let's sit down and talk, have a conversation, make dinner for a nigga for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Rome
Cook
says
a ziti.
high cholesterol. That's what you know what that's a lesson to be learned, you know, for all of us that are out there seeking, you know, because we
Right,
have to change our single status to something
right,
else.
and
You
that's the
gotta be able
moral.
to communicate, and you don't have to come at them aggressively. You can talk to them, especially with women, you're talking to the men. They don't like all that aggression because I know I'm aggressive. I'm super aggressive.
Right,
But
and
to me,
that's
if I have to say something to you more than once, then I'm gonna have to reevaluate some things. That means you're not paying no attention to
wait a
me.
minute. Who you? Somebody's mother? I got to say something
But
more than once. Oh,
No,
wow,
it's not.
here's the
that's
I'm
other
saying
wrong.
thing.
that
That's
to y'all.
wrong.
But what I'm saying to you is that if I'm constantly saying to you the same thing, I'm not trying to be your mother. I'm talking about in our experience together. Like I should be able to express if you and he should be able to express something to me about something that I'm doing that he might not like, and I should be able to receive that in a way. It's like, okay, well, you know, I'm gonna work on that because I know
Right,
who I am. I know
Right.
who I am.
right. You know
But
what it
Rod,
is.
here's the other thing. You
Yeah.
could always approach the conversation before they get you. Right? Like, girl, you still good with this?
Yeah.
No. Because I listen. Let me again. Men are different, and this is what I try to explain to y'all. We don't think on that level of it's going
Well,
to
maybe
change
you
until
should.
it do. So hold on, and this is why we're here to educate and then enlighten you, ladies. So I'm trying to explain some things
Okay.
to you because this is the moral to my story. Why can't a woman just sit down and say, "Hey, listen, I think I want to take this relationship to another level," or "I think I'm feeling a certain way." Why put an attitude out there as have it
Yes.
feel like I'm guilty about something, and then I need to make a change when you want to change? And it's okay for a woman to feel that way because when you want to change a nigga, you ain't got no problem doing that either. So
Well, in your enlightenment that you just gave, we all agree, right, that it has
yes,
a lot to do with the level of emotional maturity that women and men need to have in relationships when they communicate. But also to enlighten you and mitigate some of these situations that you continue to have is that you could always, right? Change the narrative by taking control of the situation and having taking her out to dinner, making sure her drawers is on and saying, girl, you still good?
but why would I be asking are you still good as if I'm doing something wrong? I'm going to dinner because we're going to
There
dinner to
are
have a good
there are
time.
there has to be things that are being done and said that are red flags to you to
Right.
let you know that
Oh,
things are changing.
I
That
just
that phone call where she go, well, you could have called. You ain't even let me know you landed. Da, 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 da. That deserves a lunch.
That's a red flag because whoa, I didn't know we were there.
Because I never let's take that off the table, me calling you when I land. Because if that's causing you an issue, were you feeling some kind of way, let's take that off the table because I don't want to be um beholden to your expectations about what it is I do with my time. Because we are fluid, right? Reiterate the situation. And that
it's
way,
fluid.
It's conversation. You're gonna know if she's feeling some sort of way, or if, as you say, her emotions are in control of the
absolutely
situation.
no. That's why you
You're
see
gonna know.
every
You are
single
gonna know because you're gonna get the attitude calls. That's when you need to
But
say,
see, that's when I don't call back. See, this
but
is
that's
what
the
I'm trying
wrong
to tell
approach.
you. I got to give you some time to
So this is what
get
we're trying
out
to
of it.
explain to you
Okay.
To
is that
maybe avoid that.
sometimes there's a different approach where you can control the narrative and then that won't come up because you'll beat them to the punch before they could even get that far.
Okay. So you
Because
saying
the first time she's calling you saying, "Why you ain't calling me?" Da 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 da, and y'all are not that, then you
no,
already
no.
know.
Let me change
Take a
that.
lunch.
It's
Taking
never
a lunch.
a
Take
aggression.
a lunch.
It won't be aggression, but it might come up as
Ah,
It
Say,
might
girl,
come.
meet me at TGI Fridays.
Take it on
But let me change that. It won't be an aggressive call like that. It might be a joking matter.
It
But
doesn't
here's
And
my
matter.
thing.
then it progressively, slowly, it
Exactly.
progressively
She
It
gets
shouldn't
shouldn't be
even
slowly
be
playing.
gets
that.
worse.
She
It
shouldn't
shouldn't.
be
Right.
playing.
If y'all are just rocking out when you in town and y'all doing whatever it is that y'all doing, and that's established from the
And
get,
that's not my choice. That's what they
okay. And if she steps
propose.
out of that, that's for
Right.
you to be like, whoa, okay, just go to lunch.
Come here, let's go to lunch.
We gotta go to lunch, and we gotta need to have a conversation. So we good, because
Yep.
what's happening here?
Yeah, man, because you kind of, even though you said it jokingly, there's always some seriousness behind a joke. So I just want to be able to sit down and have, this open dialogue before it gets ugly, because I've been here before.
So if you
Now,
take the approach of now, I'm not, I'm not calling her for 3 weeks. You just
Right.
feel
Like you be
the
like,
whole
look
but
here,
see,
girl, we
ignited
good, and
the
I want us
flame.
to continue to be good. So
and,
I need to make sure that you are all right with this situation, because it sounds to me like you got it in your bag. And if that's
Sounds
what's
to me.
happening, then let's talk about it before it becomes something where you barking at me and I start calling you every 6 days.
Because
'Cause
I
I know
honestly
what
don't
I'ma
believe
do.
that letting your jump off know when you land is
why
not
is it? Why I
necessary.
gotta be jump? Whoa, whoa, whoa,
'Cause,
whoa,
I mean, wait,
whoa,
okay, I'm sorry.
whoa.
I'm sorry.
No,
Right.
you wrong.
All right,
No,
wrong
don't do that.
terminology. Okay. My thing is, if we're not exclusive and we're not dating and we're not establishing a relationship, I'm not necessarily expecting to hear from you every day. Or I'm not necessarily expecting for you to call me when you land, unless
Until
we talk and
Waiting on the salami.
unless, right. You know what I'm
Let
saying?
me know when you
Play my
land.
position until I no longer want to play that position.
Like, boy, you landed what? 20 minutes ago. I've been waiting.
but all saying this is why I
Okay.
think the behavior from women like this is why grown people are single.
You said
I'm
that
not.
he said that in a nicer way than he did the other day. So I'm gonna let you get that.
Oh, y'all don't really want me to put up.
No, we're not gonna go that route. But what I'm saying
And
is
that,
that
and
That
that,
was better though. I'm working on it, right, girls? I'm working on it, right?
that is an example of how he talks to us
to us
differently than he does others.
in front of company.
Yeah.
That's a better way to put it.
So yeah, but okay, we're not even gonna touch on what it's the woman's fault. But okay, we get it. We get it. It's the woman's fault in the situation where she allows her emotions to take over a situation that was not that from the beginning, and she should express herself a little bit better.
No. See, you changing that narrative. That's
No, I'm
not.
not. Hold on.
No. That's a woman is putting up something. Then when she's looking for something, I believe that she's afraid to say what she's looking for. And now when she wants to move forward, she doesn't want to put it out there like that. That she's missing everything I'm telling
So
you.
she doesn't want to put it out there for fear
She
of rejection.
been looking for a relationship. It's
So
just that she was popping that shit until she found a decent guy that she felt that she would really want to meet. I believe it's one of
okay,
those situations. I
That
believe
okay.
you
So what I'm
always
hearing you say
wanted the
is that
relationship from the beginning.
that does
so what
happen
I'm
as
hearing you
well.
say that this woman, she wanted a relationship from the rip.
Not this. I
But
said these women, not this. These.
no.
Then,
Okay, these. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
These
All of
women
them,
want this
all of them,
relationship from the rip, off rip, but they're not saying that. They're
all
just
of them.
kind of
It has
going
to.
with the flow
It
of
has to do. It
things.
has to do with the modern woman, and that's what I really think is going on now. Because
The modern woman.
y'all not expecting too much from us. So that's how it starts.
We're gonna unpack that on another show, right? But
Because you got me blinking at you.
right, there's something there. I'm
Yeah.
not disagreeing. There's something there, but I want to say that there are some women who do meet men and say that, hey, I'm perfectly comfortable with this open type of situation and secretly are seeking a relationship and believing that once you get to know them better, you're going to want to be with them as well. And when it doesn't happen, they become resentful
Right.
and they start to change on you. There's absolutely women like that. And there
Absolutely.
are other women who think that they're perfectly capable of dealing with an open situation, believing that it's fine because they're not really trying to be cuffed anyway. And then during the situation, the narrative changes a little bit, and hopefully with the maturity, you're able to sit down and have a
And
conversation
to
about
sift
it.
it out. Because all the attitudes and the aggression and the anger because the situation is not working in your favor, it doesn't have to be like that. You know,
Agreed.
if you're not
It
happy with a
doesn't.
situation, and that's what I'm talking to the ladies right now, because
Oh,
you
okay.
know, a lot of us tend to get in those type of situations that we want something more, but we'll settle for whatever it is he's offering, just so that we can have that thing, the
Right.
connection.
So you got a man, you got
Yeah,
something
so I
to
can have
relate
the
to.
connection and feel good about the connection. But then when you start to realize that, okay, this connection is not progressing into anything else. Yes,
And
men
that's
do it
because
too.
they don't want to be single.
Yeah, right.
Because
And I can only speak
and
for
that
the
goes back
right.
to the point that we were making about this stigmatism about being single that puts you in this level of desperation to
Yes.
find somebody to be a couple, even when he's not quality,
Right.
right? Or he doesn't meet your criteria to really and truly. So you
Right.
wind up in these situations of these little mini relationships trying to, and you can't even really call it a relationship. It's like these, you know, 4 months here, 6 months here, 10
Right.
months there, because you just keep trying to like get that thing, because to say to the world, I'm single, comes with this stigmatism that you are not loved, or that you are
Wanted
going
and I
against
wanted.
the norm, because most people want to be cuffed, they want to be in relationships, and therefore, you're not going to get invited to the party. They don't want to invite the single friend, right? Like, I just want my friend. If I'm a couple, I want to hang out with other couples.
Right.
If you're a single person, oftentimes you don't get invited to that certain thing because you're the outlier, right?
Except for your day ones.
Absolutely.
But that's true.
Except for your day ones.
The day ones don't care. They don't care. And you
Absolutely.
don't feel uncomfortable around your day ones in that way.
Exactly.
Right.
That is
Right.
very
Exactly.
true.
They want you there. That's
Right.
why they're important. Like, they ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Like, you could be number 17. They want you.
Or how
That is
long is she
Eight
gonna be
couples in
around?
you.
Yeah, right. That too. Yeah, she ain't gonna be around for long.
Yeah.
That be the talk of the corner. How long is this one
But
gonna be
it's
around?
unfortunate that, that society has that stigmatism, because it does cause depression in some people and
It
anxiety.
does.
It makes them feel like, they're less than, because
Yeah.
the world treats you differently when you're single. Or you look, or have you ever heard this, Michelle? So what's wrong with you?
Oh yeah, when meeting men
And you tell them that you're single.
that
So
you single,
what's wrong with you then?
they think you're crazy.
Right, because
They
look,
think
you're beautiful and you got a good job. It must be something.
that when
Mhm.
if a man asks me that question, if I'm dating, and I just met you, I'm gonna be like, fuck is wrong with you? No, I'm sorry. But something saying, but still, like, why is that even? And that's again the thought. But I'm not gonna say that I haven't thought that as well about a man that's single, especially of a certain age. When you get to a certain age, and it's like, and I start thinking like, you 50 what? And you ain't what? And you ain't got no kids? You was in jail? Cause
He must have
how
been
long?
locked up.
What's up? You know, I'm thinking
How
that
do
too.
I ask him?
So I guess it's a valid question.
Well, not what's wrong with you.
Not what's wrong
No.
with you, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
not what's wrong with
it,
you.
it's like, okay, so why are you single?
Why are you single?
You know what it is? I could even say I think this is my personal opinion of it. I think the older we get, I think the less of a chance you have to really seek out that person that you probably end up spending the rest of your life with. I kind of really believe that because we get set in our ways of who we are and our limits and our patience, it just isn't there no more.
And
So
that's true about the
sometimes,
patience for sure, because it's like certain things you're just not gonna tolerate. Like,
then right, so
Well,
you get to
I also think that at this age, our expectations of what we view a relationship to be changes as well.
it does.
exactly.
Because you could be in a relationship with someone and not expect to move out of your house and they move out of theirs, and
Right.
your views on how that relationship is healthy and whole can be different, and
Yeah.
so it could still be fulfilling. It's just not the whole, going into debt because we're gonna have this big wedding and you just don't look at it that way anymore.
Right. That's so true.
But you
That
could
is so
definitely find a mate. There's a lot of
true.
quality.
Well,
The
when I
easy
say
part is finding a mate. The
when
hard part is actually finding somebody that's going to be good to you, and y'all goods be good for each other.
or if you're really willing to make that sacrifice anymore, because everything is about a building process, right? So as we come into later age in life, we are pretty much building and pretty much built what we want to build already. And for somebody to come in, sometimes I just feel it creates it's wavy. So when it starts to get
Yeah,
really
we
thick,
gotta add. We have to be
yeah,
able to add to
yeah,
each other's
but
lives and not
some
take
I
away.
think right, but I just think that some people at times, and I can even say myself at times will probably think that way, like oh shit, what you gonna go fuck home, or something like that, or it's like because you so used to being in tune to you, and the lonely, the lonely nights that people be talking about. I don't know if them nights is lonely at an older age as
And
much
some
as
people
it'll be.
are perfectly okay with that, and that's the thing. There are some people that
Yeah,
are okay with that because they don't want to deal with all that comes with a relationship.
yeah.
Because you
People
now have to
feel
concern
sorry
yourself with
for
other
you.
people. You have to consider other people. You have to consider their feelings. You have
Yeah,
to. It's no longer about you in that situation. And the
yeah,
older we get, sometimes I feel like this. We get a little bit more selfish with
with
ourselves.
ourselves, exactly.
We do,
Yeah,
because we spent so many years probably in failed relationships, many years
Like, I
of
don't
a
want to do this no more.
right. So it's like, and then the first signs of some BS, you're like, oh hell no, I'm not doing this.
Mhm.
I ain't doing this at all. I'm not.
so
No,
it's rough when you get a little older and you
it
really see
is.
what it
It
is.
is. It is. So just trying to.
But
But don't let the stigma behind being single, cause you to go into this space of not feeling worthy enough,
oh
or that
hell no, because I'm lit.
you
Shit.
know what I'm saying. Love on
you know,
yourself, man. Love on yourself, because
you know
that's
what I'm saying?
we done went way over.
But yeah, we did great conversation, ladies.
Yeah, that was a good conversation.
And I
Good
didn't even go
conversation.
left on y'all this time, y'all. I took a whole nother
You
path.
know better because you don't want to meet us in the, backstage.
I took a whole nother path
Not
because
to go around
You know,
thinking.
what the problems, because we was about to hem you up on Wednesday.
I'm taking other people's thoughts and feelings into consideration. You
Well,
know what
look
I'm
at
saying?
you.
Yeah, you know, I know I don't want emotions to start running over.
Look at you. That's growth.
He had a therapy session. You tell
That
her.
is growth.
Tell her this for your therapist.
Kudos to the therapist.
You
Yeah,
should
this has
take
been a
time.
great conversation, though.
Yes. All right, show. That was it, right? Great conversation. Check us out. Twitch, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, iHeartRadio. Click the like button, share, comment. We want it all. Okay. Thank y'all for coming out and spending your
And
Sunday evening with us. Oh, we never want to forget UBU Radio.
radio. And also
Yes.
we're looking for two fellas to come on next week with us. So hit us up. Let's so you can join the Kings and the Queens roundtable so we can talk about some stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
so we can talk about some stuff. And as you guys know, we end every show with a quote. Single is not a status. It is a word that describes a person who is strong enough to live and enjoy life without depending on others. Don't let nobody tell you that being single is a bad thing. Enjoy your singleness until you're not. We're going to see y'all next week. Peace and love.
Hey.
Out.
Hit the button.